welcome to Serve the Singles platform. As you all know, my name remains Prophetess Happiness Michael Ebube, your role model. You always know my mission in your life. Just one thing I want to do for you. And that one thing is just to help you marry happily. Because it is very important and it is a need for everyone to be happily married. I want you to stay in your marriage happily. And that's why I always come your way to teach you and to let you know how you can handle your marriage and stay happily in your marriage. It is very important. I wish and I desire for everybody that is dwelling on this earth to be happily married. That's my earnest desire. So, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what record do you have in your marriage? What record are you going to have as a single person that is about to get married? What record are you going to have in your marriage? What record are you thinking about? What are the legacy of your marriage that you want to leave behind to the next generation that are coming? What are your thoughts? What are your plans? So what record do you have? You can start thinking about it if you are in marriage already. As you all know, this program is Save the Singles and Preserve the Married. So to the single, what record do you have? And to those that want to preserve their marriage, what record do you have? Singles, what record do you have in your mind that you're going to carry out when you get there? That you want to make sure that it comes to pass? Then to the married, what record do you leave behind that your children are going to learn from when they grow up and actually get married? To me, today I'm going to share a little of my record. If you know me very well, for those that have been on my page, you could see some record that can actually tells you about how to keep your home. One thing I make sure I have as a legacy is not allowing the stomach of my husband to be handled by another woman. Not even a restaurant. Not even the people out there. No matter how is my busy schedule in life, I make sure that I use my hand time to time to prepare something for him. Now, these are things that my husband would definitely miss me if it happened that I traveled. He will always remember, oh, if my wife was around, he would have fixed something up for me. Although sometimes could be tight, I can let any other person do it, but I don't allow it to become a norm, a lifestyle in my home, because I do not want to leave the stomach of my husband in the hands of another person. Another thing that I make sure that I do in my life is not allowing my calling to become the mistress in my home. Like getting home and said, okay, I'm the prophetess here. I am this, I am that. I don't let that. I keep that legacy at ground, at the grassroots, that when I get home, I become a wife. When I am in the altar, then I become a pastor. So these are things that in the days of trouble, your husband will remember. Your wife will remember. People around you will remember that, okay, this is what I'm missing from the life of my spouse. You that is going to get into marriage, what are the things that you have planned that you're going to do to keep record in your marriage? If you are a single person right now, you have to keep record by keeping yourself. That was a good record. I kept that record, and you can keep it. You don't need to, at the end of the day, when your husband comes, we now have a list of exes boyfriends. that you have so have to the level that you may even have his cousins among the ex-boyfriend. You may even have his nephew among the ex-boyfriend. You have to keep record, a clean record, a genuine record about your life. Not a record as a single person that when they go looking into any internet, they got to see you naked. They're gonna see you were doing something, your video leak out, and then your husband will say, oh, I'm not gonna do this again. I was able to discover that you were this and you were that over there. You must have a good record about your life. As a married woman, you must have a good record. As a married man, you must have a good record. Just imagine that you have gotten married for 10 years and one day your wife woke up one morning and discovered that you have a record of having 3 children that he knows not about. This can cost you pains in your marriage. This can cause you trouble in your home. What are the record you have? What record are your history? There are your legacy. There are things that people need to remember about you in the marriage or before the marriage. So what are the record you are building for yourself, for your marriage to be healthy? What are the record that you're going to be in the marriage and discovered or you had a record that you were almost a month pregnant before you got married to the real man, and that child is not his. This is a dirty record. This record is not good. If you want to make your home healthy and enjoyable, then you must keep out negative record from your marriage. From your marriage, this is not needed. It's not a spices to your marriage. It is a thorn to the flesh of your marriage. It's pains to your marriage. So for everyone who are the kind of audience that I like, I love people that really want to work out things, who want to be happily married, who want to stay in a good home, in a happy home. You must keep a good record. Now, come to think about it, that you just have this record that when your husband want to talk about you in the midst of his friend, everything is A1, A1, A1. I didn't say that we had a perfect people, but don't purposely do things and feel like don't care. No, you had a care. You must care. It is necessary for you to care over your record. That when the man comes, when the wife comes, they will be able not to see dirty linen in your cupboard. You don't have anything to hide. You can be able to discuss things freely because you know your neighborhood can tell the story about you. This is what happened. This is where I'm sitting now. Here's my office, and this is my church. I'm the lead pastor in this place. I've been here for 9 years. Yeah, and this is my 10 years anniversary. I was in the hotel for a year. I was doing the program in the hotel for 1 year before I got in here. I think that was a garden ride, yes. Zoological garden before I got in here. Something happened this week. That's why I'm trying to say this. And a little boy, I gave a job to do, a picture drawing to do for me. The boy actually didn't do the drawing and returned back the picture. So I went to look for the boy because I didn't see the picture completely. While I was moving, the neighborhood saw my actions, that I was actually moving like an army girl. And everybody began to wonder. The next thing I heard was that who on earth could make Mama hungry? Because Mama don't talk. Since she has been in this place, she is not a talking type. She never had a problem with anybody. She didn't quarrel with anybody. If you see around me here, I had many churches and I was here before them. Do you know what I did? I became a mother to all churches that built around me. I brought in the friendship. I make sure that I have good union with the churches that comes in. Now, the people were saying, Mama, don't talk. Everybody were ready to fight for me. They want to see who makes me talk. Even including the mother of the boy was like, how can you make the woman, we have never heard her voice since she has been here? Oh, wow, and do you make her talk? You see, what I'm trying to say is that the people around you, your city watches you. The people around you tell the story about you. When I was about getting married, I didn't want to get into marriage without making a survey. So I surveyed my marriage. I went to make findings by myself. I know my dad was not there, my uncle wouldn't do that. My mom was not there, my uncle would do that. My mom wouldn't do that. Nobody's gonna do that for me. So I went to that village to find out this family I wanna go in. What is their record? The woman I saw before said, who in particular? So I described the person. He said, Michael. No, they know him as a baby. Say, if it is him, my dear, you are in a good hand. Some said, I wish he was my son. Some said, I wish it was my daughter that got married to him. You know, everybody wish, because he was a man that was a prayer point to every lady out there. Never married a man that is not somebody's prayer point. Did you hear me? Married a man that it is somebody's prayer point. That when people kneel down at the altar, they'll say, give me a husband like so person husband. Give me a husband like so person. Give me a wife like so person. Don't marry a man that is not somebody's prayer point too. Marry a man that it is somebody's prayer point, that people goes to God and said, I want this kind of a man. So when I make that finding, that was a legacy. That was a thing that the man has put down, who he is. That was a record of a good person. He was a good person. So the street told me, not even the family, the street told me. And then there were two Ebube in that place. And they told me, if it is the other one, God forbid, though, don't go there. You're going to die in there. Don't even try it, though. So I explained. I said, I am looking for Ebube Nduka. Then I said, okay, Nduka family are good. These are the record that you have as a single person. Do you have a record of being a good person? As a married person, do you have a record of being a good wife? As a husband, do you have a record of being a good husband? Can the people around you, I'm not talking about your wife, because sometimes a lot of people hide things that is going on in their marriage. They're going to be beaten, then they wear glasses and walk on the sun and feel like, okay, all is well. The question is what is the statement around you? What does the neighbor say about you? What does the friend say about you? What does the family say about you? Have you ever heard something? One honorable said to my husband, he said, you have never disappointed my belief. You see that? Now that was a record. He said, I doubted you when you come, but you never disappoint my belief. So my husband did not disappoint his belief. They actually wanted a good person for me. And right now the people around can testify, because you know what, he has dropped a record on ground, that the church today are not mourning me when I'm still alive because of my marriage. And his family too, when they heard a prophet, they say, hey, this one will put you inside bottle. They were talking, but today, do you know what the family said? Thank God we did not miss her. Thank God she happened to be our wife. She is of God directly, and she also have what it takes to be a wife material. When you have to be a wife material, don't be a super print. Can you please be Hollandis? Be a wife material with a good yard and a good fabric. Be a husband material with a good yard, with a good fabric. So I'm going to stop here today, but I promised you I'm going to talk on this topic again. But just as I said, my duty here is to help you cross the bridge. I want to build the bridge you walk on. I'm telling you as a single person what is in the marriage. And I'm telling you as a married person what you need to do in the marriage. You can drop a good legacy, drop a good record. These are things that people will remember and pray for your marriage at all times. And this can keep you in a good home, a happy home, and you can enjoy your marriage. Thank you for being with me today. God bless you.